season? Are we kick-starting anything?
Yes, absolutely, Rob. Well, the season kickstarts things on its own. Of course, we see the blossoms coming out and leaves breaking and all the rest of it. But in the field, in terms of farming, the ryegrass needs a boost at this stage. And not only will you increase the protein and therefore the value of that grass to your stock, you'll get it cracking and it'll start to form those reproductive tillers, and that starts very, very early. And of course, wheat, it's endured the winter and it wants a bit of a lift in the spring. So yeah, nitrogen at this point, and look out for the flat weeds and look out for the potential aphid infestation of wheat.
Because aphids are already hitting. They're hitting my tulips, for goodness sake.
Yes, well, they're pretty, there's 1,300 varieties, as we know, Rob, so there's probably a tulip specialist tulip aphid.
Yeah,
one for everything.
Yeah, there is indeed. Yeah. Humus?
Yes, well, humus is basically the working back in of crop residues into the soil and not burning them, and that seems to be the flavour at the moment. Don't burn, but incorporate back into the soil. And of course, that has so many other side benefits that we need to really talk about them, and things like if you increase the humus content of your soil, it will be more moisture retentive, so it acts like a bit of a sponge, so that's great. Eventually that material will break down and become organic nitrogen, but there's a wee trick in between the time when it goes into the ground fairly intact and it rots down to produce organic nitrogen. It actually burns up nitrogeny bacteria in the soil, and so they get a bit exhausted if there's too much humus going in at once. For instance, a great whole lot of wheat straw or something like that. So then the trick is you have to add a bit of nitrogen to assist them to break it down to do their job.
Right.
So you need to really know what you're doing. And of course, then when you build up your humus, things like worms develop and get going in your soil, and soil structure. And as we both know, you can buy fertility out of a bag from a fertilizer company. You cannot buy soil structure, and overcultivation can kill that and cause erosion, all sorts of things. So soil structure is something we need to look after, and we do that with our rotations and the way we handle our soil.